one of the stories that we were talking about earlier, which I thought was a really, really important one, is that in the past 20 years, corporate profits have quadrupled 4 times, while the corporate tax percent has dropped by half. The payroll tax paid by workers has doubled. So what's happened is that, and Paul Buchheit is writing about this over at Atlas Shrugged Off Taxes on commondreams.org. He talks about how in Ayn Rand's novel Atlas Shrugged, the billionaires said, "Okay, that's it. We're not going to take it anymore. We're going to leave. We're going to go off with John Galt and start our own little paradise, and we're going to wash our own toilets, and we're going to grow our own crops, and we're going to." Well, maybe not. Maybe they took some laborers with them or something. I don't know what they did or how they did it. But in fact, I'm not sure Ayn Rand knew. But they said, we're gonna not pay taxes, and we're not going to be part of this country. And yet, what has happened is kind of that. I mean, corporations, the corporate profits have quadrupled in the last 20 years. Corporate taxes have dropped by half. Taxes paid by average working people, the payroll tax paid on the first $113,000 of income, have doubled. Corporations basically are letting middle-class workers pay for everything. I mean, this is an example of how bad it's gotten. In the state of Michigan, the Republicans passed this law that said that democracy could be done away with a stroke of the governor's pen. The governor Rick Snyder could decide under this law that a community was no longer capable, literally capable, their children, no longer capable of handling their own finances, and therefore he would dismiss their elected officials. Yes, I know Detroit voted to be a city, and they made themselves in a city, and they incorporated a city, but he could say, no, you're not anymore. Sorry. Your city council has no say. Your mayor has nothing to do. Go home, eat a peanut butter sandwich, watch some cartoons on TV, do something. He's treating them like children, right? And we're going to put one of my rich buddies in there, Rick Snyder says. He's going to put one of his rich buddies in there, and they're going to decide how Detroit handles its finances. Now, here's an interesting little twist. First of all, they passed this law a couple of years ago. They pushed it through and got it ratified within a year, which was, immediate effect. And it's laws under Michigan's Constitution have to take a year to go into effect. No, without the supermajority necessary. So it was an illegal law in the first place. The voters got together and passed a ballot initiative to do away with this law. The people of Michigan agreed with that and struck down the law at the end of last year. And after Rick Snyder and his Republican buddies got reelected to the State House, Senate, and Governor's Mansion with a lot of help from the DeVos family, the billionaires in Michigan, the Amway billionaires. Once they got reelected, what did they do? They created another law, brand new law, just like the one that people struck down, except that this one can't be struck down by initiative because it's got funding associated with it in a particular way that Michigan Constitution prevents initiatives from striking them down. And he exercised this week, or actually a couple of weeks ago, and put this guy Kevin ORR, Kevin Orr, in as the emergency financial manager for the city of Detroit. And Orr has to look at two things. The pension funds for Detroit's retirees are $339 million short. Now, they're not paying retirees right now. They've got enough money to pay retirees right now. But, one of these days, they're going to run out of money, and they're going to be $339 million short. So the pension fund really needs to have $339 million put into it. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of gamblers on Wall Street who bought bets on real estate in Detroit, derivatives they're called, and the city owes them $377 million. So who do you pay? The billionaire Wall Street bankers or the retired Detroit city employees? Who do you pay? It's going to be a tough one, right? Bankers, city employees. Small number of bankers, $377 million, $339 million to the employees, the retirees. The retirees, by the way, paid into the pensions this money. Where did that $339 million go, you could say? Well, the pension fund was invested in, among other things that crashed when the derivatives bubble popped. And it took down everything. It took down the derivatives, it took down the pensions, it took down everything. So basically, the banksters with their derivatives ripped off the pension fund, and now the decision has come down. Kevin Orr, Rick Snyder's little dictator, is going to pay back the banksters $377 million on derivatives rather than put $339 million into the pension fund to make up the money that the pension fund lost from its investments in the stock market when the market crashed. These are the same guys, by the way, who want to take all of our Social Security money and put it in the stock market. And the next time the stock market crashes, they're going to look at us, they're going to say, well, we're going to bail out the banksters, but you guys, Social Security, that's a pension, isn't it? Nah, I don't think we'll bail that out. This is the Republicans' idea of democracy or a republic? Really? And strangely enough, virtually all of the communities that have gotten this you little child treatment by Governor Snyder have been communities of color in Michigan.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
Not a coincidence, I would submit to you. The Republican Party is not that popular there.